and cheap wine.
Здравствуйте, ребята! Слушайте пионерскую зорьку.
Hello, American pig dogs. It is me, your favorite dictator, Slap-Off Jackoff. I have kidnapped your precious time pals and I'm forcing them to tell you why all your American TV show characters suck. If they do not do this to my satisfaction, I will kill them by making them watch reruns of the sequel to Saved by the Bell that takes place in college. Yeah, so today's episode, I'm pretty sure we announced all the socials and everything, is called Your Favorite TV Character Sucks. And I wanted us to have fun talking about all of the various characters that we think are overrated, get too much screen time, or otherwise we would just like to see erased from pop culture as a whole because they contribute nothing. So I have a bunch of questions, and then I figured I'm relying heavily on your opinionated natures on this one.
Geek anger to carry this episode. You got it.
Just so much nerd rage and your drama nerd backgrounds to be able to carry you through this even more. So don't worry about, like, I want you guys to answer like as you see fit for the question. You don't need to like, oh no, I only want to answer for 1 minute, or I don't want. No, give me a nice complete answer. Whatever, bring out whatever rage you need. Okay.
It's mostly going to just be Walking Dead characters. You know that, right?
Probably. Yeah.
You guys have told me a long time ago I can't talk about wrestling on this show, so it's all Walking Dead.
All right.
I tried to be diverse with mine.
Good.
I am 100% on board with Underscore and The Walking Dead.
All right. So the first question that I have for you guys. Well, actually, first of all, how's everybody doing? How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. Oh wait, you're talking to everybody else.
Everybody.
No, they can go first. It's fine.
Dom, how you doing?
Nope.
You're like, nope.
Doing all right. Recovering from a hangover from partying this past weekend.
Happy birthday, man. Officially.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, pretty much I didn't eat anything and just drank beer, so that's probably why the hangover was really bad.
Yeah, dude. But also carbs. You're getting carbs, so why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Liquid bread. It's still there for you. And love.
You just gotta balance it out with some jerky and you're good.
Yeah. Or
Beer and
just some
jerky.
empanadas.
There you go. Empanadas.
The South American jerky.
Of course.
Nickel, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm drinking some roasted or toasted coconut tea. That's pretty good.
Okay. I will have to learn more about that from you later because that
There's
sounds
a
interesting.
Coconut tea?
Well, I don't know.
Don't act like you don't know about all the coconut products.
I've never decided to brew it. That's so weird.
It's a tea that's just like flavored with like toasted coconut and like almond bark or something. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's like a hot pina colada.
Oh God, that doesn't sound good at all.
That is the worst. We'll just hot pina colada.
Tastes like a melted lollipop.
Okay. Well, I mean, without the pineapple, but it's actually hella good.
It sounds good as a tea. It does not sound good marketed as a hot pina colada.
Well, yeah, no, it's a good tea. I don't know how else to explain drinking coconut. The only thing I've ever
toasted coconut tea is just like, that's great. That explains what it is. It's liquid that tastes like toasted coconut.
Coconut can come in like a juice and a milk. Either one is fine. As a tea, I'm not down.
Oh no, I bet you it's good.
I bet you it tastes interesting. I don't really like roasted.
No, it's good. It's good.
All right. So the first question that I've got for you guys.
I'm doing well.
Good. And we're gonna keep it simple. We're just gonna go alphabetical. We're gonna go Dom Nickel underscore, and then I'll go last as the host. So that way we don't ever have to question.
If you're prepared for your own show?
No, just like we always know what the order's gonna be in so that we don't like talk over each other or anything like that. We just know. All right. So the first question is, which TV character do you think gets way too much screen time compared to how interesting they actually are? Dom.
Well, in the 5 to 10 minutes I had to study and figure out who I was going to pick, I guess I just picked Arya Stark, being that for most of the seasons, it's just a little girl slowly becoming an assassin.
That's a good one.
That
That's a
is a
really
good
good one.
one.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, why are we still following this little girl?
You could argue she also became like the new face once everybody was disappointed with the storyline for what's her name, the Queen of Dragons and stuff. The way all that went.
Oh, yeah.
I
Right.
felt like Arya suddenly became like the thing. You know what I mean? She's even in the video game. She's actually in the multiverses one that they
Oh,
came
yeah.
out with.
Multiverses. That weird WDB Smash Brothers thing that they created.
It wasn't bad, but you could tell they had no plan. Like,
No.
absolutely no plan. This is for a different
could tell.
show, but it's when they selected who they wanted, they picked her. I mean, she was riding a high for sure.
Mhm.
So it makes you look at that character and go, her journey isn't interesting enough.
I don't know. I just felt like, where is she going to fit in the grand scheme of things?
There's a certain like nerd segment of the audience where if you just went like, she's hella woke, bro, and then you just hung up.
Yeah, it just feels like there's only, and I know again it's fantasy, there's only so much of a master of everything that you can become from what, like 8 to 11 years old or however the hell old she's supposed to be, and then you're like, yeah, I can go toe to toe with the hound. I'm like, no, you can't. You're as big as his thigh,
Right.
and you fight with a tiny rapier because it fits the size of you, and he's got like a huge no. And I know we're supposed to suspend disbelief. It's a film, but it's like from whiny teenager or whiny preteen to that was kind of for me.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
I feel like Shadow's answer definitely mirrors mine, or not mirror as in like opposite, but it definitely matches my answer in that she wasn't an interesting character, but only in that they ran out of other material for the original interesting characters.
And they didn't even I understand they couldn't bring over everything from the books, but like they chose to not bring over so many fucking interesting characters to that show.
See, I never read the book, so like,
Shadow, do you want to elaborate more on that?
Nope, I'm good.
You're good.
Are you bad?
Enough said. Arya,
No, I
not
mean,
interesting.
Okay, so I think it's interesting that you said that because, like I said, it kind of matches my pick, and I'm gonna go with Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you could do a lot of this with Walking Dead.
Now, Daryl was an interesting character, just as I think Arya was, but Daryl wasn't in the original comics, and he was added in the beginning of the show, and he got more popular as it went on, which I think kind of mirrors what happened to Arya, right? So the writers just kept adding more Daryl episodes into the series. And it was like, but this isn't driving the story. So for me, as somebody who read the comics, I was like, oh God, it's another fucking Daryl episode. We're not going to go anywhere. I mean, they still weren't terrible episodes. I'm not saying it's like, oh God, it's a Urkel heavy episode here. You know, like the Daryl Carol episode.
Was something I never thought of. Holy shit!
The Daryl Carol episodes were still decent, right? But it took so much time out of and probably by design, but it took so much time out of moving the plot forward. So they just as it felt like the more popular he got, the more they wrote him in. And at least 2 or 3 episodes per season were Daryl and Carol heavy episodes. And it was it's not driving the plot forward any further.
Yeah.
So now just to be clear, I don't think he is uninteresting. I think he's a great character. I wish that for as much attention as they gave him, They gave him more depth.
Yeah.
And some backstory, some better backstory would have been great.
Yeah.
So I think he's interesting, but I think he was driven, and he was driven by social media and just his popularity.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a lot of people saying, like, if they kill Daryl, we'll riot. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Well, because he was
first 2 or 3 seasons, he was more interesting when Merle was alive. Like, and they had that thing going back
because
and forth.
you had depth,
And then
he
just
had depth.
became
He
like,
had, Now he's just a badass lone wolf backer.
Yeah. Quiet video game protagonist character.
Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't mind because I read the Walking Dead comics halfway through my interest in the Walking Dead, so I went backwards. And I don't mind the fact that they introduced this brand new character, because the idea from Kirkman was that
Kirkman.
he was going to tell like an alternate history alongside his comics, which was great. Totally cool. I am with you though that at some point in time, when you lean on somebody like that much, you run into a problem of, we need him to be mysterious. He's drawing a certain segment of the show. How much backstory do we want to give him? Because now you're going to be locked into this backstory, and you're no longer going to have like this wooden. It's like when somebody described Keanu Reeves as this to me once, where they said that Keanu, why my generation loves him so much is everybody makes fun of his wooden acting style, but he has a way of being kind of neutral throughout his movies, where you can project your image onto him. That's sort of Daryl in a way, where I can imagine myself as Daryl, because he doesn't really do anything that I wouldn't do, but he doesn't have any depth, like Nickel was saying, that makes me go like, oh, I hate him now. At least in the beginning. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm saying is like, I thought Daryl was a fantastic addition to The Walking Dead, but in the constructs of the question, I thought he got way too much screen time for how much depth that the other characters had inherently from the comics. He did not have that much depth.
I agree.
To match like Rick or Michonne, right?
Yeah.
Or even like the early ones, like the governor had a backstory episode, right? Like way back then. So that's all I'm saying.
No,
I'm not saying I dislike Daryl, but that's my answer in the constructs of the question.
Okay. Underscore.
So we came out guns blazing already, man. We already have Arya Stark and Daryl from The Walking Dead. Holy shit. I thought we were going to be pulling this stuff out of us.
Oh, no, it's only going to get hotter from here.
Yeah. Oh, well, here we go, because I'm going to dig into the nerd pile and slaughter a fatted calf. Star Trek The Next Generation. I know John is a big Star Trek guy. I couldn't stand Data-centric episodes as the show went on. So Data, very brief recap, if anything, just for clips. He's the sci-fi robot learning humanity and then becoming a human trope, just straight up. And even back then, fans were basically saying he's the show's foundation, kind of like how Spock was meant to be this unemotional, overly logical character who eventually understood and cultivated friendships. Data is the same way, same arc, and it's great. They even programmed him famously to give multiple orgasms to anybody who wanted it and feel nothing about it. They gave him a microchip so he could feel fear when he didn't want to feel anymore. His best friend was the Black Cyclops. Like, they gave him relationships, and he's a robot, right? He technically shouldn't have any of these. The problem for me was when you have this character where the show presents him as the central theme, the plot lines become super repetitive with him. So after a while, it's everybody turns to Data and they go, if whatever we're trying to tell, whatever story we're trying to tell, if you don't understand it as a Trekkie, here is Data and he will break it down for you. It's South Park has it when Kyle says, "I learned something today." That's Data. Data is Kyle. If you wanted to speed up the show,
wow.
Right? If you wanted to speed up the show,
Data is Kyle.
Data can break the fourth wall, stare directly at the camera, and say, "I am an android, and now I'm not. Look out, Geordi!" And then we can go to some Borg shit. But it's the kind of thing where Data is the guy that you turn to the audience and go, "Look how the world is affecting him. He's our baby, basically." And again, classic character. He's obviously he's involved all in the movies. He's involved in some of the biggest episodes, especially at the very end of the series. And if you go backwards and try to rewatch it like from beginning to end, you get sick of him. You straight up get sick of seeing him. And plus, he's almost written as being like, there's a trope with Star Trek Next Generation where Worf always gets the shit kicked out of him to show that somebody else is strong. But if you watch it in a row, you're just watching Worf get the shit kicked out of him as a security guy. And you're like, why is he security?
Yeah.
But in any case, Data is like that too. He becomes, if you watch them all in a row, it becomes just a really annoying character where after a while, not to get into other questions that we get into later on, but after a while you're like, I think I'm good. We can probably tell this story with other guys. You have a whole ship.
Yeah. So I like what you're saying is like Data became, now I'm putting it in my words, not yours, so you don't get in trouble.
Right.
But Data became the dumb person's way of understanding some episodes of Star Wars. Where it's like, I don't understand what's going on. Well, here, let Data tell you. Let Data tell you these complicated feelings.
Exactly. I wouldn't say dumb person. I think sometimes they have a character represent like the common guy who might be watching for the first time.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
Data. It's after a while, I'm done with Data.
Now, I will just throw this. I'll throw this out there real quick. You throwing some shade at Data, you probably lost a listener with my wife. Like we just lost a subscriber.
She'll come back. I've got other shit. She'll come back.
Just hack her stuff and subscribe back.
She's a huge Next Generation fan.
I mean, so am I, but no, I'm with you. I love Next Generation. I love Star Trek as a whole, but I can agree that there are some characters who are just like, okay, great, we've seen enough of that. And it really, the thing about Data came to a head with me when pretty much all of fucking Picard is about Data.
I didn't watch Picard.
Yeah, it's everything comes back to Data. Like everything comes back to Data. It's annoying as fuck. I'm with you. I'm not offended as somebody who literally has several Star Trek tattoos, including an Enterprise.
I was worried about saying this because I know your Star Trek tattoos.
Go for it. I'm here for us to shit on everything.
Good. Very good.
So my answer to this was mainly Bron of the Blackwater from Game of Thrones.
Oh, we went to Game of Thrones. Interesting.
We went to Game of Thrones. So the issue for me is you took a character who and again, this is because it's a book thing for me, a small side character in the book, well written, but like in the book, he wasn't this like omnipresent sellsword with a secret heart of gold that suddenly grows a conscience when the plot demands it. No, in the book, he fucking abandons Tyrion, refusing to fight as his champion because he's like, I'm gonna fucking lose, and I'm not being paid enough for that.
My kind of guy.
That's his character, just straight up. And like the fact that he becomes a lord in there. He becomes Jaime Lannister's aide and personal trainer.
That's right.
When in the books, you had this dude, Sir Ilan Payne, who was the perfect. He can't talk, he can't read, he can't write. All he knows is to fucking fight people. And that's why he's the perfect dude to train Jaime Lannister. And he also wasn't just fucking comic relief for Peter Dinklage either, like he was in the show, you know? And I'm going to stop there because I will keep ranting about Game of Thrones and just snowball into angrier and angrier and angrier about how HBO butchered my boy. It's just, there was just this sharp, like, okay, book 1, 2, 3, and 4 were written. You made a season for each of those. And then 5 was like sort of written at the time. And then like, oh, there's no material. What's going on? It's going, we can't just copy his material. We have to write our own stories now. And they're just not as good at storytelling as he was in his own universe. And I think the notes he gave them were all, when you're writing a book, until the book's finalized, you have notes. He gave them the ending. He gave them all of this. And it was probably in his head, like, this is my most potential ending, the way the show ended. Maybe that hadn't been fine-tuned enough, but now he was so swept up in it that now he has to give them something to end the series.
Do you think he watched it in real time? Was just like, shit, I'm glad I didn't do that. That's fucking blue.
Yeah, no, he gave them his like first idea, his rough draft ending, and he was like, "Oh shit, no, I'm not gonna write that."
That was close.
Yeah, I'm just curious because there's major characters. There's major characters in the book that just have no place in the show. All right, so Dom, we'll come back to you with the next question. Which main character is the least deserving of being the main character?
Well, I would say for this one, when there was the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show, Scrappy-Doo, F that character.
Oh my god, yes, Scrappy was so fucking annoying.
Scrappy-Doo is just so annoying as a main character, trying to force people to like it, and it was just like, nope. Every time I'd see Scrappy-Doo on screen, turned off.
Let me at him. Let me at that high nasally voice.
You know they did that show Velma, right?
Yeah, I know
I'm
of
assuming you
it,
didn't
but I
watch it,
haven't
right?
watched
Okay.
any. Nope.
So Velma is famous for being terrible, and the main villain of Velma is Scrappy-Doo. They tried to go meta, but with this bad show, and then they said, okay, well, people already hate our show. What do they hate more is Scrappy-Doo? But instead of just like becoming everybody like patting them on the back for being meta, they just went, oh no, this is a worse show now. You introduced the character we already hate even more than we hate this.
All right. Nickel, you're up. So what character do you feel like didn't deserve to be the main character?
The 1990s. If you're a Gen X or even a Zennial, the music raised us. Join me, Naomi Carmack, on a trip back to visit your favorite artists of the decade on the Dope Nostalgia podcast. I talk with the hitmakers and discuss their biggest hits and catch up on where they are now. We also talk about the big stars with friends and experts. Dope Nostalgia. Listen today on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever podcasts are served.
You know, I'll make my answer in the context of the question quick.
Okay.
Baby Yoda, The Mandalorian, any Star Wars spin-off main character, because I hate all of the Star Wars spin-offs. I think they're all stupid. I think they're undeserved. Okay. That's within the context of the question. Now,
can I ask one clarifying question before you move on to what is probably not in context? Does that include the Clone Wars and the animated stuff?
1 second.
Yes, it does.
Gotta find out which ones.
No, fucking Nickel, stake your claim. Hold your ground. All Star
Wars. No, sorry. I had to answer a question from the kid real quick.
Oh, okay. Let me double check.
So I will allow, I guess I should specify any Disney spinoff, okay? Is that fair?
Okay.
I'll allow the animated Clone Wars and stuff like that. That's okay. Because I've heard good things about them, but I haven't personally watched them. However,
it's always some of the best Star Wars.
However, I have tried to watch the Disney spinoffs, and they are fucking garbage. And I think those spinoffs are undeserved, just in general. Any character in those shows are undeserved. Okay.
Okay.
That's a hot take. Now, are we ready for another hot take? Because
bring it. Bring the heat, Nickel. Bring the heat.
So, I wanted to mention like 3 characters. You can't have the show really without them, so you can't say they're least deserving. But like they are completely unlikable characters if you really look at it. And it's JD from Scrubs.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say it.
Yep.
Oh,
he's the main character, and you have to fucking have the show with him, but he is really unlikable if you look at all of his characteristics. The other one, of course, is Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
He is also unlikable in the same way that JD is, and Ross
They're
from
basically
Friends.
the same character, yeah.
They're all the same character.
And Ross from
And then
Friends.
Ross is like the 90s extra homophobic version of that.
Right. Like, not only is Ross wishy-washy like Ted and JD, but he's also like scared of lesbians.
Yep.
You know.
And he abandons his kid like halfway through the series.
Right. No, I like, and that's completely ignoring the fact that they are all annoying.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not. They're not annoying in a lovable way. Like all three of them have, I would say, more unlikable qualities than they have likable qualities. I would say JD maybe has the least unlikable qualities.
Okay.
But he's still not overall likable.
No, I didn't like any of those shows.
I loved Scrubs as a show, but I can fully agree that the characters are mediocre at best.
Right, wishy-washy, and they're totally self-centered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I can't.
Agreed.
I mean, you know, you can't include Ross in the question because he's not a quote-unquote main character.
Yeah.
You know, because it's an ensemble.
I think you could do that, though, because his character was presented as being one of the more central characters for all these like giant stories.
Well, but I mean, like How I Met Your Mother, you can't have the show without Ted Mosby, right? I mean, he's the main character. You can't write him off.
If only.
If only. But then it's just like, oh, my friends, and I never existed. That'd be the show. Anyway, that's my answer. That's my rant.
Oh, it's a good one.
I kind of kept the Friends stuff at the edge too, because I'm like, that's low hanging fruit. That would be too easy to use for answers. But like, I know in Discord when we were talking about the episode, the first thing I wrote is like, Friends. Why does your favorite TV character suck, and why is it Ross from Friends?
Oh God, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Right? That was like the initial title. It's like, he's just such a shitty character.
No, and I'm not the first one to accuse Ted Mosby or JD of being a bad person.
No, there's whole articles about that out there.
But
whole articles.
I
sure BuzzFeed, half of their content is that.
Yeah, honestly.
We couldn't have this episode without that being mentioned. And so I felt like that was the best place to throw all of that in there.
I got you.
I agree. Underscore, go for it.
So it's almost the same thing, but I'm going to try to get Nichols' wife back with this answer. My answer is Dawson from Dawson's Creek. So Pacey was the shit. Dawson was a self-righteous prick who lived in a mansion on a lake bed. His entire arc was that life should be a movie where he gets the girl, gets famous, leaves town, and then wins all the time. If you put him in a modern show like a Scrubs or something like that, he would be the jock on the Segway that like JD would be jealous of. He should be a jock
on a Segway,
but he's an asshole. And the worst thing is that he named his dog after his first grade crush. He let it run away with a letter around its collar about returning with a strong stick to represent the spine that he didn't have, so he could be stronger for the next girl and tell her how he felt.
In the show, or like as like the actor?
I'm just fucking with you. I just made that up. But I made it up because Dawson is that pretentious and he is a bad character. And everybody else feels like somebody you could put in a real small town. And because he's supposed to be the guy with the bigger dreams, you're supposed to want him to succeed. And I remember this was way back in the day when I was the perfect age for the shit. And I'm watching it. And I should, I fucking was in drama and I loved movies. And I'm like, oh, I don't like him. I'm rooting for everybody else to get the girl. You know what I mean? Rooting for everyone else.
I love it.
Yeah, but
I want everyone else to win.
Holmes, I was down. Yeah.
So for me, it's just probably one of those answers that is you could just put character bad into Google and it'll be one of the first things that pops up. But Piper from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, you stole mine. God damn it. I
Oh
have
my
her
God.
written somewhere
I have
else.
never, it's like, hey, we have a great idea for a show and we have all of these amazingly like well-written and interesting characters, but we don't know which one to start with.
Mhm.
Why don't we just give you the shittiest fucking Twinkie white bread of a woman who goes to prison so that she can be introduced to all these characters who then become a bajillion times more fucking interesting than her. Like it all they had to do was just write her interesting and it would have been great. But then it became this issue of, oh, now how much of this bitch do I have to fucking deal with before I get to see some interesting characters this episode? Just literally the personality of a plank of wood. I have nothing like the actress is great. I've seen her in other things. She's awesome. It's purely about how they wrote the character for this show. I don't want anybody to think I'm just being like,
No. Piper is my answer to another question you have, and so we're gonna be the same on this. So the Piper clearly was introduced as like the audience surrogate, right? I'm gonna introduce the show's reality.
We want white people to feel safe quickly.
Well, yeah, kinda, honestly, kinda. We're gonna give her this character that she can, lean on, who's tough, so we don't have to worry about her. But around that character, we have these snapshots of much more interesting people, which it went to a different question, but she became the Poochie on Itchy and Scratchy. Like, you don't really need her in the show. You could actually have just done a show and said, we're going to take a single person the way they did it anyway and have a whole thing about each person in this jail and then have them interact with each other. You don't really need the audience surrogate. That was just them being fucking afraid that they're going to lose the
I would have been
audience.
so happy if they wrote her out the way they did Poochie, just one episode. It's like, I have to return to my home planet.
She could have joined that truck. She could have been on the side of the road and got hit by the same truck that old Russian lady did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could have been the same thing and the show would have been fine.
But you had to have some way to introduce the prison, right?
You needed to follow someone into jail. That's all it was.
And they wanted to have the whole romance thing with her and Donna from the 70s show because people were like, oh, cool, hot chick from 70s show, good. Like they yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hate the show.
I didn't see the show, so
you're better off. You're better off.
There
are a lot of really good actors and actresses who got their start in that show and have gone on to do other really fucking awesome things. But so I'm grateful for the show in that regard. But other than that, I never finished it and I never will.
Damn it, John. Now I got to make up another answer for a different question.
Nah, that's fine. You'll be fine. Which TV character would make their show instantly better if they were written off or replaced? Dom.
I would say Amber from Invincible. Have you guys seen that?
Why?
I mean, Invincible, no.
Oh, the animated one with
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the
from high school and into college, Invincible dates Amber.
Yeah.
And really, I felt like the only point of her was just kind of have a love triangle for a little bit with Invincible, also thinking about dating Adam Eve.
That's in my head. I switched Adam Eve with Amber, and I was like, "Oh, interesting. It's kind of a major character." But okay, go on. Sorry,
but yeah, I think the only other thing was he was trying to balance does he want to be a superhero or does he just want to be a regular, human? And that's all Amber I felt like was for. But she keeps showing up, and it's just like, can you guys just write her off? Just let her okay, she's gone, or do something interesting and suddenly she becomes a superhero or something.
Yeah,
who knows?
Maybe she rolled around in some nuclear waste and got some wings or something.
But she's just so annoying now. So it's like, hurry up and just write her off.
I don't know why they can't. She broke up with him. That's all you needed. She can be gone for
that's
that
it.
Was their out right
we're
there.
done. I'm gonna have to go with again, I'm not. This one isn't technically within the construct. I'm twisting the question a little bit. But I would like to have seen maybe how Family Matters had they not just went full on Urkel centric.
Yeah.
Urkel is the Daryl Dixon and vice versa. Again, I wish I thought of that earlier, but holy fuck, you are totally right.
The heavy reliance.
Because like if you remember, it had started off as like more of like Good Times, the Jeffersons sort of sitcom, like a black family coming up, but it was supposed to be, and they still tried, even with Urkel in there for laughs. They still tried to touch on some, social topics and things like that. But and it lends the question: would it have gone as long if Urkel was not in there?
Or would it have gotten popular to begin with if Urkel was not?
Right. So would they have gotten to touch on that many topics?
Because I legitimately remember as a child when TGIF came on, as a family, like, oh, let's go watch Urkel.
Right.
Like, we never said Family Matters. It was always, let's go watch Urkel.
Right.
Because that was how it was marketed and pushed constantly.
So that's where my question comes from, I guess, is like, I think
that's a great answer, man.
I wonder what the show would look like if Urkel was just that one episode character he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
If it would have lasted longer. But I feel like by the end of it, it was definitely the Urkel show. 100%.
Or at least if it didn't last longer necessarily, like if the quality of the episodes would have gone up. So even if it was only, say, 3 seasons, but 3 seasons of like higher quality episodes, like that really touched on like an American black family in, what was it, Chicago, right?
Yeah.
In Chicago and like what they were going through. And even because it was a spinoff from like Perfect Strangers or something like that.
Yes, it was.
Spin-off from Die Hard.
Yeah, so it's like just
kind of spin-off from Die Hard. I didn't miss that
too. There's that fan theory too, which is
I didn't miss that one underscore.
No, I like that answer. That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I actually that is a good question too, because like, does it become Family Ties where you look at it as a more important show than it ended up being, right? Because the Urkel thing always comes up. He's got a fucking time machine, for fuck's sake. Like, at some point in time, it became fluff, and it's not, I don't think it's remembered the way like Fresh Prince is. You know what I mean? Like Fresh Prince had its impact on society. Family Matters is just, it's the Steve Urkel show, and it was dumb, and we moved on. But in the beginning, you're totally correct. Like it was not meant to be that way. Just he got super popular and he just fed the audience what they thought they wanted, really.
I still remember the gun violence episode where Laura's friend gets shot in the strip mall parking lot.
Right.
Like it's all like that stuck with me 33 years later. Like,
yeah,
that's okay. That's good. It shows that the episode resonated.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good question. Does it become Fresh Prince or does it fade away? Interesting.
Underscore.
But that's my answer.
Yeah, good answer.
Solid answer, man. Solid answer.
So I kind of am on Nichols' side with this, where I kind of have to tweak it a little bit, but I feel like, how do I put it? So I've talked about this person in the past, but essentially it was this weird main cast edition, but with the remake coming out soon, it's Dawn from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Am I the only Buffy guy here in this group? I forget.
No. I watched Buffy and Angel.
Okay, sweet. So very quick crash course then.
Yeah. I've been actually described throughout my life as a fat David Boreanaz. So.
I can kind of see that shit. And just like that other Angel, he doesn't fly. So real quick crash course on Dawn. If the other two guys don't know, because they probably fucked in high school and they don't know who this person is. She is the younger sister of Buffy, and Buffy was originally introduced to the show as an only child. So the character debuted in a way that I actually liked, where the show starts off with normal cast credits and music, like, Allison Hannigan as Willow and shit. and they add her and the actress in there as if she's always been there. And then the characters address her and make like callback jokes during the episode as if she was there from the beginning. So you're watching it going like, did I fucking miss something here? And then like the character is obviously very important to the storyline. She's this magical key and all this, magic shit. And the other characters are given these fake memories into their brain, so that way they have a reason to protect her. So thus, when Whedon made the episode, he did the same thing to the audience. I'm going to give you guys fake memories of this character that never existed. Great idea. Dawn is a problem for like the rest of the series. She's whiny. She always needs saving. And the show didn't make her like, because she's like this ancient key thing, they didn't make her wise. So they made her a jealous kid sister who's sad all the time. And it belonged in another show. Like it belonged on Dawson's Creek. It belonged as that. And the show does try to do, because it's Whedon writing it, it does basically say during the show, like, hey, we're acknowledging she's a pain in the ass. We're acknowledging Buffy always has to stay for her. We're acknowledging this or that. But it doesn't make her any less annoying. And they keep her far longer than they need. Like when they introduce her, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I get the bit. She'll be in and out of this season, and we're back to the core 3 characters, and we're, and this, it's gonna be all real fun. Stays the entire time. And this is and John can probably tell you, this is a series where they kept like adding people, like love interests and stuff. You get sick of them. The show kind of knew it, and then they would just kill them off. Kept Dawn from beginning to the fucking bitter end. And it drove me nuts as a guy who's loved the series. Terrible character. Could be completely written off almost instantly. You don't even need her.
You don't need her. She didn't contribute anything except for like you said, those kind of monster of the week episodes where somebody needed to get kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly. And the shitty thing was the show, they use magic and monsters a lot as an allegory for like problems. And Dawn is like, they just threw out that cleverness and just want to like, nope, she's going to tell you exactly what she's going through. And it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad idea. I'm curious if the new, quote unquote, new Buffy, however they're going to do it, if they're going to even touch on this.
Yeah.
If she ended up becoming a main character, again, I love the way they did it. It was very clever. It was, hey, magic, put her in the show. We gave the memories, so we're giving you, the audience, the same memories. Awesome idea. Worst character they ever had.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Mine, so mine was Daisy or Skye from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The main character of the show. And I don't know what the thought process was behind this entire show, other than they were riding on kind of the tales of Avengers. It was right after Coulson gets stabbed by Loki in that first Avengers movie. So it takes place where basically the whole premise is Agent Coulson is now alive somehow. And they're like, oh, our favorite S.H.I.E.L.D. buddy is still alive, and he's forming a team. So it was the Agent Coulson show until the PTSD kicks in. But this character that they brought in is basically, she's completely unreliable. She she does what it's like. She leaves the team whenever the hell she wants. She has no idea of like how to use her powers or how to perform as a team, or like they introduce her as like a hacker, but it's like the weirdly attractive and somehow not as much of a hacker as you would think would be. And then she gets powers, and then she becomes like the chosen one for the Inhumans. And then her dad is the guy from fucking, Twin Peaks. And then there's like, they just keep on piling shit on. And like, my thoughts were that the show in its own was mediocre, but then having such a shitty main character like that as the focus of everything just took it from like mediocre to low. And I feel like if they wrote her off and just focused on like this however comical it was for certain parts of it, but like they just didn't have her involved, and it was just like Agent Coulson does stuff, like would have been a better show.
I've never seen it. When it came out, it was very early in the run, but that's when I'm like, I don't know if I'm down for these TV shows. they're just the trailers were kind of meh. You know what I mean? It wasn't superhero fatigue yet, but there was an element of like, I don't know if this is something I'm going to care about. I didn't even know that she was the main character of a show. I thought it was just Coulson.
And even Josh Whedon had like said Agent Coulson is considered dead in his mind. So it's like, so unless Kevin Feige like said, oh no, we're going to bring him back like at some later point or something. But since Josh was working on the next Avengers, it's like, okay, I don't think Coulson's ever going to show up.
No.
So what's the point?
All right, I'm going to jump ahead in the questions because there's a couple. There's 8 total, and I mean, this would be like a 2.5 hour episode otherwise.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm going to skip to question 5, which is which badass character was all talk and no substance? Nickel.
We were starting with Shadow, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
Dom, sorry, I know letters and how they work and the orders in which they go.
Well, I mean, we did mention him earlier. Worf, of course, being the head of security.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Which I always thought was like, hey, this guy is badass. But he's got an entire YouTube video that just shows him being completely useless.
I don't remember a single badass thing he's ever done but get knocked the fuck out.
Exactly.
So I will make one argument for Worf, which is you could take a dozen next generation Worfs and they would get shit stomped by one Deep Space Nine Worf.
Yeah, well, this is
they wrote him so much better in Deep Space Nine.
I forgot about his Deep Space Nine thing.
Like, one Deep Space Nine Worf would whoop a ship full of next generation Worfs.
They fucking gave. I don't remember Klingons having 2 hearts, and they kill him, and then they give him another.
They got 2 of everything. They got 2 dicks, probably 2 balls, 2 sets of balls. They got 4 balls.
What the fuck was that? Like, it's the whole time. And he fucking gets clowned on by Riker in the movie where Riker turns to him and asks him if you remember how to fire phasers. And I'm like, Worf should just start. Worf should
just kill him right there.
Right now.
Yeah, that's my pick.
I like it.
I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan in Thunder in Paradise.
You want Thunder in Paradise? Get the fuck out of here.
Of course. I still have the theme song memorized.
No, you don't.
Yes.
What is it?
Oh god. It's the steel drums. There's the secret. It's like the first lyrics are literally Thunder in Paradise. Oh, is it something? Ooh, that looks nice. God, I can't remember I can hear it in my head and just see him and that other generic like D-list action star that they got to be his partner. We watched every episode.
That is just one of those shows I remember. Like it not that I watched it religiously. I just remember it being a shitty show. So I was like, is it gonna be David Hasselhoff in Baywatch, or is it gonna be Hulk Hogan in Thunder in Paradise?
That's a good way to measure if you're gonna love something bad or not.
I still remember when Carol Alt tied a cherry stem in her mouth, and I was like 7 or 8. I'm like, my pants feel funny.
God damn. Good answer. I don't know why, but that cracks me up so much.
It was such a shitty show.
Well, the fact that he saw it and I did not. I saw a wrestling match I remember more than the show. Yeah. I think I watched more than one episode of that shit. He's like, I got to see if this is Hasselhoff or not. That's fucking great.
We watched every episode of that damn show.
Oh God, I watched every episode of Nitro. That makes me that doesn't make me cool, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Your answer _.
Oh yeah, shit. So I was gonna rattle off Walking Dead characters, but I know how we all are, so I'm not gonna do it. Nickel actually prefaced my answer earlier. So I'm going with Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Because
Book of Boba Fett.
The Mandalorian shows up mid-season and he steals the show from Boba Fett, which is one. And if you've never seen it, and I don't it's dumb. Don't see it. It's a bad show.
It really is.
Yeah. I don't want to blame the actor, but when he escapes the Sarlacc pit and shows up 30 years older and fatter, it was hard not to make the joke that he didn't consume the Sarlacc over a period of 1,000 years.
That's so true.
But I have to say, when he showed up in Mandalorian, that whole scene where he comes in and just destroys a platoon, I'm like, oh shit, we've got Boba Fett. This is awesome.
I did not have that reaction. He shows up and I go, fuck, he's fat.
Right, I just thought he is rocking that dad bod right there. That's all I could look at.
I just assumed he was kind of thick, he's
not supposed to be thick.
I was fine with that. I was fine with that because they actually had him using the fucking the sand person's staff and just like crushing. You saw like the splinters of stormtrooper helmets as he came down. Like that fight scene was actually good. And then what we got about after that for an actual fucking show was the Boba Fett special kids time hour.
Yes. And dude, like, go backwards. Boba Fett's not supposed to be one of the juggies on the Man Show. He's not supposed to be like interestingly thick. He's supposed to be like a slick assassin who says very little. Mm-hmm. And once you get him talking, that Kiwi doesn't shut the fuck up. And it's a bad show. It's bad.
I will still state that Boba Fett never deserved the fame that he got as a 2-minute fucking Return of the Jedi character who jumps at Luke Skywalker, gets sliced in half, or sliced and zips off into the Sarlacc pit.
No,
he was also in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he falls into the Sarlacc pit because Han Solo swings his arm around and accidentally hits his rocket pack and shoots him inside.
Right.
All of this to say that he had as much to contribute to the original trilogy as Weequay did in Return of the Jedi when he screamed like a schoolgirl full of helium after Luke slices his ass on Jabba's barge and tosses his ass over. So mine is Raymond Reddington from the television show The Blacklist.
Oh, I've seen The Blacklist. Yeah.
The character, a mid-40s to like early 50s white dude who is apparently so criminally connected and whose criminal intuition is often so accurate that he appears like prescient, like he can predict everything.
Right.
He's played by James Spader.
Right.
So has everyone here seen The Office, right?
I've not only seen The Office, I've seen Crash where he masturbates to people in accidents. That's my James Spader.
So just James Spader
that's what he did in The Office. No? That was his part in The Office too.
So basically, this is what I was getting at. They took Robert California from The Office, right? And they said, hey, let's give this guy like Jeffrey Epstein levels of rich, powerful, and fearful influence and an El Chapo-like amount of reach across the world. There's nothing he can't do, nobody he can't touch, no connection he doesn't fucking have. And he was caught by a like second-year field agent in the FBI
named Michael Scott.
Yeah, it's almost like it was almost anime-esque, the amount of like how good he is at everything and how insanely proficient he is. But they just write him up to be this big thing, dozens of alter egos, millions of dollars, contacts from drug dealers to Russian oligarchs. And it's just like, cool, I'm going to work with the FBI because they caught me and we're going to find bad guys this week. And I was like, what the? I got 2 seasons into what is now a fucking 11-season show. And I was like, I'm done with this. This is stupid. Like whoever thought that Robert California as an 11-season character needs to be fucking cracked upside the head.
I think Nickel hit it on the head. Threat level Midnight should have been Michael Scott versus him from The Blacklist.
Threat level. That was basically Threat level Midnight. Yeah.
Oh God. Good idea. Good answer.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. We'll do one. Do we have time for one more question, and then we'll do the quick lightning round, and we'll call it?
Yeah. Whatever one. Pick a good one.
Sure.
Okay. So, I mean, I have 2 I really want to do, but
I'll tell you the final. My last 3 answers are pretty much all the same.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're going to jump to the last one then, which is if you could erase one overrated character from popular culture, who would it be and why?
Baby Yoda, enough said.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Quick and
I
easy.
would say he's not entirely wrong. Yeah. As much as I
What's-
love Star Wars, I wouldn't, I wouldn't cry over. Right. I wouldn't be crying over it. I'd be like, okay.
I'm not excited about the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda movie. I
Right.
wish they would have just kept making a good show. Don't get me wrong, I'm always happy that we got Ahsoka, but mainly because it's Rosario Dawson, and I will have a forever boner for Rosario Dawson.
Yes.
My girlfriend's looking at me because she knows this.
It's okay. Everybody needs a list.
She's on there. She's a top 5 candidate
Mhm.
for. Yeah. All right, Dom.
I guess controversially, Doctor Who. I just never understand that show.
Really?
It's so random.
All
like
right. Well,
every
there
episode.
go probably all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Jesus
Somebody
Christ.
who would like
So,
Doctor Who.
Yeah,
No way.
tried watching a bunch of different episodes from different seasons because they said like, "Oh yeah, everything's different," and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
every doctor
and I
different.
I don't get it.
Shadow,
Just-
I could not agree with you more. I could not agree with you more, but we are just shooting ourselves in the toes right now.
I will admit I love Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. It's when it started in up again in 2005. I was like, great, I like this. The actor Christopher Eccleston, he was great. When they brought in David Tennant, he was great. Then they brought in another guy. I'm like, okay. So historically, they did 4 or 5 seasons, and they took a couple. I'm like, okay, now we're on to the 20th. I haven't watched the last 10 seasons. I'm like, okay, this is even starting to get to me. like as much. What was it? The one I stopped during was, I can't think of his name, but the angry older Scotsman who used to be in a punk band with Craig Ferguson. That's the actor.
Oh
and
God. Yeah.
he's fucking awesome. And I'm like, I can't even get into it because it's like I'm so burnt out from literally the same episodes every season over and over again. There's no variety to it. I as someone who loves Doctor Who, I completely agree with you also, Dom.
Cool.
My secret nerd shame, I've never watched Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's fine.
Never seen it. And it's like
It's okay, you're not missing
huge
anything.
deal, and I've never seen a fucking episode of any of them,
Yeah.
even the good ones, whatever those are.
And it does suffer from a lot of if you're not as into the British comedy and the kind of the dryness and some of the silliness of their stuff, then it doesn't lend to that form either for you. So it's got a couple things going for it if you're not really into that type of thing. What's your answer, Mike or underscore?
So originally, see, I had Piper from Orange is the New Black in this spot, and now I have to pivot to my second and third choice, which I don't really like as much. But
you're probably gonna say Goku, aren't you?
No, because I've never technically watched an episode of Dragon Ball. That was gonna erase all of Dragon Ball. One of the questions was something like, "What groundbreaking iconic character hasn't aged well?" And I'm like, all of Dragon Ball Z. Get rid of all that shit.
Yeah.
What has become popular
True.
for memes only? Family Guy, Dragon Ball Z, all of it's gone. That will be fine.
It's like have they gone through the rainbow color of hairs?
Right.
Because every time it's always a different hair color. I've ascended a new power
Dragon
level.
Ball Z is Perfect Hair Forever from Adult Swim and One Punch Man, which are only in existence because they make fun of Dragon Ball Z. That's the only thing I know. So answer the question anyway. My 2 and 3 on the list, which I didn't write a lot on, so I can only really kind of go off the dome. But Deborah Morgan from Dexter and Andy Bernard from The Office. Both of them for me take up space. I don't really know if I need on the show.
No.
Dexter is a character. Unfortunately, Dexter is an answer to a different question where he basically, the first 3 seasons were complete magic. And then after that, they kind of made him a superhero basically. And they had to increase episodes. So or the number of episodes. So Deborah got all of this screen time and she was better as the smart actual cop, versus this, not really damsel, but they basically heightened all the shit about her character being crude and they threw in this storyline where she might be in love with her brother. It's very stupid. And it was just to tread water until the end of the season. Because of all of that, for her character, you could probably get rid of that character. Seriously. You could have just introduced somebody that was like a sister to him, super smart cop that he worked with that wasn't one of the original cast members would have been fine. Totally wouldn't have missed it. Andy Bernard, on the other hand, I liked him at first. He was pretty fun. And then he had these weird rage issues, and I wasn't a big fan of Jim, but you can't get to do the show without Jim. Jim, after a while, I started thinking was kind of a pain in the ass. But long story short, Andy, I don't remember when, but at some point in time, they had to fill Michael Scott's character leaving. They had a whole revolving door of people. Andy was one. And that entire story kind of killed that character for me.
Well, the whole relationship drama too.
Yeah, that
like
too.
With Aaron, the whole relationship drama with. I mean, not only did he have relationship issues with Angela, but then also with Aaron, and that also kind of became stale. It was like, okay, we saw this with Angela and Dwight already,
and I didn't need it. You know what I mean? The show went too long. The show as a whole went on way too long. That's probably what the problem was. But it's also one of those characters where when I was first typing this up, I'm like, I think you could get rid of him and I wouldn't have missed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have missed him at all.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been fun for like a season or something. Yeah. But then, you kill him off or something.
Yeah, they have people come in and out all the fucking time.
Right.
Why not that guy? You know?
Right. Yeah, just write him to a new office, Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. That's not where my mind was going, but I can definitely agree with you on that one.
All right. Mine is so back in 2004. So remember the way this was phrased was overrated character from pop culture entirely. So in 2004, there was a television show called The Apprentice. And this guy, Donald Trump, who's an absolutely untalented and massive piece of shit. I'll never understand why people were like, hey, let's let this billionaire who's bad with money make the business equivalent of Flavor of Love.
That's exactly why they do.
Of the D-est C-list celebrities ever. Mm-hmm. We got the fucking racist dad from the hit show American Chopper.
I shouldn't know the name Omarosa, but I know the name Omarosa.
David Cassidy, Tom Green, and Tito Ortiz. Not even fucking Dancing with the Stars goes that low.
Right.
Anyway, I bet he probably diddled some kids or knows people who did. I hope he gets shot in the ear.
Yeah, we had to watch the full first season in our economics class senior year.
They made you watch it as an
economics. Every Friday we watched an episode.
What was the
first season of The Apprentice?
Was it to but it's edited? Was it to show like how we can edit a show and it's still like crazy?
I guess there was just like some stuff in there that.
No, it was a lazy ass teacher. It was a lazy ass teacher that was like, I'm not doing shit on Fridays because Thursdays, thirsty Thursdays. Yeah. So
it's like, what we do is stuff here.
make the kids watch this video on Friday, and I'll pass it off because I'm a fucking economics teacher.
There's bottomless appetizers and margaritas at Chili's.
Right. Come on, what are you talking? There's nothing educational. I just solved your high school.
I now see that that guy is a total jock.
Yeah. All right. We'll end this with a lightning round. Go. Just gonna be all you can all answer together for all of these, and we'll just let it go. Okay. So I'll just call him out. Fez from That 70s Show.
Shitty character. Don't like him.
Keep him.
Really?
I think Dom doesn't know who he is.
I don't know. 70s Show.
I wasn't even born when that show came out.
All right.
Right.
Dr. House.
Fine, you can't do the show without him. He eventually became his own character.
Right. The fucking show is named after him. Yeah. So
all the other doctors or the nurses that introduced, or not nurses, all the other, whatever they call the mini doctors, whatever they call them, they're not all interested.
The mini doctors. It's like a little people, big world type thing here, Mike.
Yeah. Whatever they are.
His gimmick was the drama, so you can't have the show without the gimmick or the drama, right?
Exactly. I guess.
Doctor's outfit.
All right. Ted Lasso from Ted Lasso.
Never watched it.
Never saw it.
It's a really good show. Keep him so much. It's so endearing.
I'm familiar with the moves.
Again, there you go, though. There you go, though. It's the same thing. Like the gimmick is an American soccer coach going to coach an English team, right?
Yeah.
So you can't have the show.
College football coach going.
Is that what it is?
Right. So you can't have the show without the gimmick.
So I put it in there personally because he's a really beloved character, including to me. Legitimately great and endearing show. I highly recommend it and rewatch it.
Huh.
It's
Really?
great. This is a neat Joey from Friends. Like, fucking awful character. The whole cast is, in my opinion.
No, I mean, you got to keep him because he's part of the puzzle.
Did you guys watch his solo show? It was pretty terrible.
It was awful. He didn't
The
deserve
solo show was awful. Yeah,
he was the Daryl Dixon. He was the Daryl Dixon of Friends. He didn't deserve a spinoff.
I agree. But Joey is a piece of the puzzle.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Why are you...
And this is more of, was he an awful character? Not would you remove him necessarily.
Right. Puzzle pieces. You like puzzles?
All right, Jigsaw, you going to ride up on your tricycle?
What was his brother's name? Robert.
Robert.
Ma, leave Robert alone.
Oh man, Kermit the Frog and Raymond.
Yeah,
you're a man of many
what
elements.
range? What range? Barry Allen from The Flash.
Barry Allen from the. You know what?
You're just
I've
choosing
never
main
watched the show, but
you're just choosing main characters.
I'm talking about beloved characters who like people that people love, and I'm just like, do you personally think they're overrated?
Do you want to watch this show or not? Because without the main character, there's
so
John.
Real quick.
John, you had me the whole episode. I was on board the whole episode.
The question is,
you
are
only
they
got me yelling at you at the last few minutes, man.
What the actual lightning round was? Are we getting rid of characters and replacing?
No. This is just, do they suck? Do they suck as written?
Oh, just in general.
Okay. I thought we were
they suck as written. We're not getting rid of them. It's just, do they suck as written?
Oh, I guess I just assumed.
I'm sorry. I thought I said that. If I didn't, that's my fault. Yes.
You just said lightning round.
The question is,
I think the question turned into have them or not.
Yeah.
Do they suck
I turned it into that, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I did the same fucking thing. Lightning round. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The Flash. Okay.
Do they suck as written? So for the next bunch, just do they suck as written? Okay.
I thought we were getting rid of them.
That's what it is. Okay.
Okay. I'm with you.
Michael Scott.
No, he's great.
Yeah. The character for the first season was terrible because they based it all off the British show. Once they decided that it was going to be an American show with an American boss, good character.
Great.
Didn't what's his name make a joke? He like had to get permission to do the show.
Yeah. They even had a bit at the Emmys one year.
Right.
You called them. Yeah. All right. Jerry Seinfeld, the show character.
I mean, everybody in that show is a terrible person.
Yeah, that's written that way though.
Yeah,
so like
right.
that makes the show bad? I don't think it does to me. You guys might disagree, but I don't think the show.
No. I mean, I think they're bad because they're supposed to be. So yeah, I'd say they're terrible.
I just never liked Seinfeld, so nope, get rid of him.
Too ethnic for you.
Jerry Seinfeld, just in general as a person, I don't like him.
Yep. His character and himself.
His character and fucking him. Frasier Crane.
Frasier. Oh, Frasier. You know, I didn't
from
hate
the show
that
Frasier.
show. It just I didn't think
pompous,
it was that
but
funny.
He's not terrible.
I think he is exactly what that show was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I agree, but it was still like it was basically like watching a retired millionaire from Rohnert Park wander around. Like, great, I hate those people. Okay, Ron Swanson.
Oh, fantastic!
Ron Swanson.
That's like one of the best characters on TV.
Yeah, I loved Ron Swanson.
Okay, Walter White.
Fine, totally fine with him.
Give or take.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
The entire cast of The Big Bang Theory.
Hate them all. Every single fucking one. That show. I hated that fucking show. They promised us a smart comedy with a hot girl, and they gave us a hot girl show. That's all they did.
Yeah.
It was a bullshit show. It was. Oh, God damn it. So like it was cute for the first season, and they did the joke where everybody's dressed as the Flash and they're behind each other. They're saying like maybe we'll look really fast, quickly or whatever.
Yeah, if we all line up. Like there was some clever
There's
stuff.
some good stuff there. But then
some stuff.
Dom will agree. The first crack I saw in that season was they made up a sword from the World of Warcraft that everybody was betting on. I said, you have to say the word World of Warcraft. Why don't we just say something from the show? Because you guys are all smart. It's going to be a joke for us nerds. And they made it up. And I went, oh, that's weird. And then Sheldon slowly but surely became mid-2000s Homer Simpson, where all the humor just revolved around Sheldon's reactions to shit. And I dropped out. I didn't make it that I didn't make it after like season 2. That show was dead.
I agree.
Dead to me.
Yeah.
I think it just went on for too long.
And it went on for way too long.
Yeah.
Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
I think Robin is a better person than Ted Mosby.
Yeah, but that bar's not very high, man. Come on.
No, no. I think Robin is she may be crass, but I think Robin is true to herself, which I mean Ted is just so wishy-washy, and like Barney is a terrible fucking person.
Yeah. Barney is
but like
Barney is terrible, but he's still the second best character in the show.
Not in terms. I mean, are you talking in terms of morality or what?
I'm talking about in terms of shittily written characters. The least shitty is Marshall, and then I put Barney right below that with Ted at the bottom. Robin and Lily are in the middle as one-dimensional, boring, flat characters, and Barney is just slightly above them. It's like Ted's way the fuck off screen.
Yeah,
then you got like Robin, and then Lily, and then Barney, and then fucking Marshall's way up here. Marshall is the only character with any interesting anything in my opinion.
You see, I guess when it comes to that show, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking like in terms of morality, but like in terms of your
that's a
question,
good way to look at it.
In terms of your question, you're looking at depth of written character.
Or just, I mean, like if whatever you want to classify, do they suck as written?
I still think Robin's got a lot of depth. You know what? Yeah.
I feel like
I'm putting my foot down.
Little random backstories with like the whole Robin.
Dom are clearly out on this one. I didn't watch enough episodes.
Putting my foot down. I think Robin is a good character written with some depth. And yeah, I'm on board.
Okay.
No, Dom and I are like most fuckable. That's all.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just I don't know. All of them sound like they could do. They could.
Just
bang.
I'd still hit her. You know?
Yeah.
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes.
Rick Grimes.
Rick. Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Great character.
Yeah. Really? I think he sucks ass in that.
Carl.
Really? I don't think he's another one where you need a surrogate because this world is. But this is before the explosion of zombies, right? You needed that surrogate to be like, here's our world. Here's how we use it.
But in my opinion, he's much better in the comics. And because they go off on so many extra things in the show, he just has all of this opportunity to be shitty. And he's not good in the show to me.
But see, to me, he's fine. He's just if on a scale of 1 to 10, he's your 6 or 7, right?
And I'm probably looking at this with the lens of the comic as well.
Yeah. See, I'm not. I'm looking at the lens of the show and I go, he's fine. He does make a lot of stupid decisions, but the show does stupid decisions.
I just felt like he could have been written, and I mean, he suffered from the same thing that I suffered with like Piper from Orange is the New Black. He was an uninteresting character, in my opinion, even though he was the focus. And it ended up being that most of the characters around him, like Glenn was a significantly more interesting character than him, in my opinion. Hell, even Carl was a significantly more interesting character. And
Carl is an interesting character. I will say this. I didn't watch it after they wrote him out. Like, did anybody continue watching that show?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How did they handle without him? Did it become Daryl's show?
It became a mix of everybody.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah. It was not. It wasn't necessarily a satisfying end.
Right.
All right, the last one, and I realize now this might be out of your age bracket, Dom, but Zach Morris.
Terrible person. No idea. He's a god awful. He was he was portrayed exactly as he was written, but I don't think the writers at the time realized like what kind of future red flags they were writing in.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless maybe they were
all walking,
but it definitely wasn't marketed that way.
No.
But Zach Morris is just a huge red flag. In every sense.
Zach Morris goes down easier if you go into the conspiracy that the show is actually about Screech and Zach Morris is the projection he wish he could be.
Oh wow.
So like if you rewatch it and you're like, Screech is obviously a loser and blah blah blah, but he's always with Zach, and everything is around Zach. Zach is this pretend person in his head that he's just like, I could stop time. I wish I could do this. I wish I got the hot girl.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
I always love that one. It makes no sense if you watch it like literal watch it, but if you know it in
but like it's a decent enough fan theory, or like yeah.
But no, I mean there's a whole YouTube series called Zach Morris's Trash, and it's friggin' it's hilarious. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's a free shout out to whoever does that.
Yeah.
But look it up. Zach Morris's Trash.
I need to. That sounds hilarious.
They go over episodes and just like talk about how much Zach Morris is trash. And it not only are they funny videos, but they make a lot of sense and points out things you didn't realize that were garbage when you were 8 or 9 or 6 or 7 whatever years old watching it. So yeah, Zach Morris is trash. But also in terms of the question, Zach Morris is a terrible person. Yeah, he's a terrible character.
Yeah, that's way out of Dom's age range.
Somebody in the Twitch chat just said Karate Kid would have been totally different without that bully from New Jersey named Daniel.
Right, and that's another one too.
Yeah,
I've seen another video of somebody like reanalyzing Karate Kid and pointing out how Daniel's actually the bully instead of Billy Zabka.
Somebody posted a meme once, which was like a fake headline about the new Karate Kid show, where it was like, older men with lifelong rivalry start karate gang war in Reseda, California. Like, yeah, that's basically what it is, man. Like, they couldn't get their shit together, so they each train other kids to beat the shit out of each other for them. But anyway, so we'll call it, gents.
Well, John, take us home, man. Say goodbye to everybody for us.
I really didn't think that far ahead.
What after the Russian guy?
Yeah, what happened?
The Russian guy.
The Russian guy.
He's over in another room right now.
No.
He's got with jumper cables against somebody's balls.
No, you got this. Give us the Russian way out.
Well, all right. After forcing your American Time pals to recollect some of their least favorite American TV shows and show you how American TV is subpar compared to our glorious Russian television, I realize you have it pretty bad there, so we're just going to let them go. We will give them a first-class ticket home. We're very sorry about this. We did not think it could be worse in your country than being tortured by us.
John, better ending than The Walking Dead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening to Most Glorious Time Pal podcast. Please like and subscribe. The Time Pals are geek cornerstone of Mayday Media Network. Please check out all of our Mayday Media Network pals.